Hi, my name is Stratton Ford, and today I want to talk about one of the newer releases from Thunder Power. Today we got the Sugar Rush line. So the Sugar Rush line from Thunder Power is it's their high volt line, I believe. Only the Sugar Rushes are only high volt. They have some other high voltage ones, but these are only going to be high volt. So I haven't actually seen any other reviews of this, so I picked one up and I figured I'd do it myself. So the first thing I noticed when I got this pack, it is a 1500 milliamp hour 6S pack. It's rated for 100C, 200C burst, supposedly. It's 1500, like I said. So the first thing you get the pack, you notice it's pretty dense. It's pretty small for how size it is, for its milliamp hour size. And the thing about this is that any other pack aside from either the Thunder Power 1100s or the Tattoo R lines. So you've got basically the Thunder Powers or the Tattoo R lines, both in the 1100 range, I'll say. And then the next step up in terms of weight is going to be 215 grams, guaranteed. And that's either going to buy you a 1250 milliamp hour battery, or in this case, a 1500 milliamp hour battery. Now it's only 215 grams, so that's definitely the highest capacity for this weight in terms of 6S that's on the market right now. Now the nice thing about the higher capacity too is that you do get a little bit more consistent C rating. So I've noticed with my higher powered quadcopters that I can pull a little bit more consistently from this. I am definitely feeling slinging it around because it does have some heft. But most of the people, a year and a half ago, 2 years, were using, 215 gram, 1250 milliamp hour batteries. And at that point, you might as well just get this because then you're going to get the extra C rating and the extra milliamp hours. Now, the one thing they don't tell you, though, is that when you get this, it's only going to charge to 1500 milliamp hours if you overcharge it, in the sense that you have to use it as a high voltage battery. Otherwise, you're only going to get 1300-ish milliamp hours out of it. So that definitely took a little bit of calibration out of my charger. My charger could handle that, but if your charger can't handle that, then that's something to be aware of. That you're only going to get about 1300 milliamp hours out of this pack. And at that point, you're probably just going to save money by going and getting a 1300 milliamp hour pack. So the other thing I do like about this pack is the little strippy thing you got right here for this. Although in my experience, I've had a couple of the Thunder Power batteries. I don't usually buy them because they're so expensive, but I just break batteries all the time. But is that this thing breaks off, and also what happens is these break off. I had another Thunder Power just the other day that it just comes with this nice tight looking seal, and you're like, oh my god, this is so tight, look at this, and then it's just gonna break in flight. This entire thing around this area, it all just ends up getting peeled. I've noticed it is because it just tears in flight, from crashes or whatever. And there's not a lot that you can do about that. So I mean, it's just not the most attractive design thing. It looks good in the package, but comparing something to the Tattoos, for example, which I really like, they just come right out, right here. There's no heat shrink around it that's going to give any issues, and it comes in like that. This does do that on the back as well, but I have noticed that this heat shrink is definitely more brittle. This one, it's literally already snapping like that. So definitely something to consider as well, that these aren't very durable. They do have the foam on both sides, which I like, so if you're mounting this on the bottom, you should consider the fact that it's going to have to be mounted, like this, as opposed to like this. Otherwise, you're just going to be slamming on your cells all day. It's a pretty expensive pack. It's a $50 pack, so it's not really worth it, in my opinion, unless you absolutely need to push yourself for the extra 500 milliamp hours, because at this point you should be getting something in the 1100 milliamp hour category. If you're flying 6S, even freestylers, that's what they're doing. But the next step up, if you need something more, is, it's going to be this, because this is the next step up in terms of weight, and it's the highest capacity battery on the market that is super lightweight. So in my experience flying this, it's been pretty good. Definitely can feel the weight, as you've noticed in this. I'm probably about to hit 5 minutes of flight time now. And so it definitely does give you more flight time. You definitely do feel it. You have to build around it a little bit, just because otherwise, if you don't, you're going to feel it a little bit too much. Something like a floss build would handle that really well, like a floss freestyle or something. On my floss racing build, I definitely feel it compared to the 1100s, but you definitely have a lot more consistent power versus the 1100s, because it's just got more, milliamps and can deliver more amperage more easily. charging it has been a little bit of a pain in the butt because of the high voltage. So it's you can't charge it with your other lipos. So you can't parallel charge this with like another lipo of the same capacity or another, or something else that's excess. You have to charge this by itself. So that's kind of annoying. And on top of that, yeah, I mean it drops off really fast as soon as you get towards the end. So you have to be careful. Aside from that, it's a good battery. It's quite expensive for what it's doing, and it's a little too expensive than I feel comfortable spending with a battery, just because I burn these up. They break all the time because I'm racing. So there's not a lot you can do about that, but it's nice to have a couple of these around for like something mission critical, where you need to go farther out, or you just can't quite finish that 2-minute race, or you need more flight time for something. Having 1 or 2 of these around is definitely a nice like confidence booster, just to know that you can say, hey, slap that sucker on, get a ton of flight time. So I'm really interested to see how much flight time I can get on a shorter or on a lighter freestyle build. So we'll have to see about that.